starter for today. It's Dr. John, Right Place, Wrong Time. It got into the top 10 in 1973. You're looking at me in a very confused way here.
Dr. John?
Not our Dr.
Right,
John.
I was confused.
Yeah, he's got these hidden talents. No, Dr. John, a.k.a. American musician Malcolm John Rebennack Jr., known by his stage name, Dr. John. So he combined blues, pop, jazz, boogie woogie, rock and roll. He was really famous for doing completely over-the-top theatrical stage shows. He was very much into the whole idea of Mardi Gras and voodoo ceremonies, so they were very interesting to watch. He recorded 30 studio albums, 9 live albums, won 6 Grammy Awards, and we're playing that partly because it's a brilliant song, partly also because actually just a couple of weeks ago he did sadly pass away, but the music that he has left behind is superb and is well worth checking out.
All this week we're talking about your theme songs. What song sums you up? And I wonder if anybody would attribute that to themselves, maybe. It would be a good one.
What, Right Place, Wrong Time?
Well, yeah, for some people. 166 177, let us know what your theme song is. And we've had loads of people get in touch about this. We're going to be playing some of your songs throughout today's programme. But we are
in the right place at the right time.
Although I wonder if we're in the wrong time, because we should be here on July the 5th, 6th and 7th when we can go and see lots of gardens on the Secret Garden and Hidden Treasures tour of Port Erin, and that's why we are here today. Tanya, I always want to call you Lovely Tanya. I'm going to call you that from now on.
She called you Tanya Green earlier on, which was quite interesting.
No, did I? Well, you know, it's a gardening
You don't know me at all.
No. Well, you have made the trip down here. Well done.
I know. Gosh, it was a journey. But the weather's great down here. It's nice and warm. I just took my jacket off. And in this absolutely stunning garden, we've just been walking around smelling all this deliciously scented foliage and flowers in this relatively small garden. And I just can't wait for people to come down here the weekend after next and experience it for themselves.
What sort of feeling do you get when you walk into a garden like this?
You can see the intense passion for plants. You can see the dedication to years and years of planting and collecting and learning what you like in a garden, and just sometimes just letting nature take over as well. There's quite a few self-seeded poppies in here, both the wild varieties and the more common opium poppies. It's just an incredible space.
It really is, and it just shows what can be done. And, you know, there's just such variety here. But is this achievable for somebody with little or no gardening experience?
Well, you'll hear from John very soon, but I was just chatting to him about it. And a lot of the plants that he has here in his garden, he's propagated from other plants. So he's taken, say, the bay tree over there. He took that as a cutting from his son's tree back, like, what, 30 years ago. And he's taken a cutting here and divided these plants here. And when you are filling a space, you learn quickly that you can propagate plants and you can do it on the cheap.
This is all very exciting, Christy. I'm going to celebrate the fact that we have real-life strawberries in our garden at home.
Real-life strawberries?
They're actually red
in
now.
your garden at home? That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that when we first got to the garden before and we met John, who we're going to speak to shortly, the first thing you said was, I've got sweet peas and strawberries.
Yes,
very proud.
How are your sweet peas doing?
Can we talk about that later?
We'll move on. Well, we are also speaking with Pamela Crowe. Pam, it's lovely to speak to you today, and you're the one who put us onto this because you are, and have been for some time, very much involved in secret gardens, aren't you?
Yes, I do quite like organising the secret gardens because it's quite a nice way of raising money for charity. People love the gardens, and just this cloud of pink. This garden is just sensational. And as you say, there are 14 other gardens. They're all open for 3 days, so that's the 5th, 6th, and 7th on one day. Someone told me, one of these mathematical geniuses told me it works out at 30p a garden. So I think we'll have to put the price up in future. It's £5 for 2 people to go around all the gardens and to go into the antique fair.
And we can say just from being in this one, it is well worth it. How easy is it to persuade people to let the public into their, well, essentially sort of private garden spaces?
The gardeners are wonderful. People give me tips. You see, I come and see John, and he'll say, have you seen so-and-so's garden? No, I haven't seen that. And so I'll nip up and say, oh, by the way, can I have a look? And they're just wonderful. And sometimes people ring me up. One gardeners are proud of their garden. I mean, you're going to be speaking to John and Mavis, and you know, they're so proud to show you around this paradise. I mean, it's just glorious. And there are 14 gardens like this open and brochures available all around the Isle of Man. The florists in Ramsey and in Peel, so that's Sarah's florist in Ramsey, Elaine's in Peel, the Italian kitchen in Castletown, the Welcome Centre, and many of the shops around Port Erin have all got brochures, so there's no excuse for someone saying, oh, I can't find a brochure, and then we run out and there's none left.
It's a wonderful excuse as well to have a tour around Port Erin if you're not familiar with this part of the island. We'll be talking more about the gardens that are going to be on display and finding out some sneaky facts about them, including one, Christy, that has the world's oldest hen.
Yes, I know. I'm really intrigued to find out about that, and we will do a little bit later on. But before we speak to the person who has essentially grown this garden and put all of these wonderful plants and flowers in, and this fantastic aroma that's been created from the scent of the flowers, you mentioned that we've been asking this week for people's suggestion of songs that sum up their life. And as we mentioned on yesterday's programme, we had a message all the way from the US of A, Beth.
I know, I was really excited. We had a
Yeah.
listener.
We do, well, two, in fact, because Cindy and Chris Cartledge are currently in Ohio. So they have been travelling all around North America. They're constantly travelling, they say, and as a result of them constantly travelling, to them it made sense that the song that currently sums them up is this one from Alice Merton, No Roots.